So here's a question that I quite like. How much of our climate inaction is down to the influence of the mining industry in Australian politics? Are they to Australia what the NRA is to America? That's an interesting question. Obviously, in the United States, people who belong to the NRA usually have guns in their possession in a way that Australians who support the mining industry don't have lumps of coal or their own backyard coal-fired power station. And we also need to remember that the NRA isn't just a lobby group, it's a trade association. The major donors to the NRA, who make a lot of money selling guns, dominate its policy making. But the general intent is this, are there well-funded, clever interests who know which levers to pull and which buttons to push? Without descending into conspiracy theory, I think you could argue that the Minerals Council of Australia is enormously influential in Australia, and there is a revolving door between it and the Liberal Party, especially, and you quite often see people traipsing through the MCA on their way to being the Chief of Staff of the Prime Minister or the Treasurer, and back again, forward again. There's good work on this by a chap called Adam Lucas, who's at Wollongong University, on sort of the networks of influence, a policy-making process. It's usually more subtle than them simply picking up the phone and telling the Prime Minister what to do, but it's not necessarily always a lot more subtle than that, in my opinion. The whole point, though, of lobbying and of conversations behind closed doors is it's very hard to draw firm conclusions unless you have someone who just comes out and admits, yeah, I was going to do policy A, but then I got an envelope with 50,000 in used notes, or an envelope with pictures of me doing something unspeakable with a woman or man who was not my spouse, and therefore I changed my mind. You don't tend to get those sorts of bits of evidence. So who knows exactly how it works. It's not as clumsy as a bad Steven Seagal movie. Not that there was ever a good Steven Seagal movie. So, final question will be on the next video.